Ardennes forest. Day establishing. The scene fades in from black to a stark, monochrome landscape. Snow-laden pines stand like grim sentinels. The sky is a leaden gray. The sound is not of battle, but of its ominous aftermath. The faint crackle of distant fire, the moan of the wind through barbed wire. A single American Jeep, coated in ice and mud, is overturned in a ditch. Smoke curls from its engine. Close on a pair of hands, young, trembling, trying to light a cigarette. They belong to Private First Class Danny Miller, 19. His uniform is too clean. His eyes are wide, scanning the tree line. Suddenly, the forest erupts, not with images, but with sound, a terrifying, layered symphony of war. The shriek of Nebelwerfer rockets, screaming Mimes, the deafening crump of artillery impacts, the rapid mechanical chatter of German MG-42s, Hitler's buzzsaw, American M1 Garands answer, their ping of an empty clip lost in the din. In T Battalion Command Post, a log bunker. Day. The bunker is dark, low-ceilinged, lit by a single flickering lantern. Maps are strewn across a rough table. Major Robert Keane, 42, stands over them. He's lean, with the calm, weary eyes of a man who has seen this before. He wears a worn leather jacket over his uniform. Around him, junior officers and radio men speak in tense, hushed tones. A static-filled radio crackles uselessly. Captain Ellis, young, strained. "Nothing from regiment, sir. Nothing from division. Last transmission was 0600. Hold at all costs." Then, silence. Keane nods, doesn't look up from the map. "Artillery status?" Lieutenant Garrett, shaking his head. "Battery C is gone. Overrun at dawn. We have maybe 30 rounds for the mortars. Small arms ammo at 40%. Less for the .30 cals." Keane's finger traces a line on the map. It is a thin blue arc, completely surrounded by thick red arrows. Keane looks up, his voice quiet but cutting through the gloom. Ellis. Garrett. Options. Captain Ellis. "We follow orders, sir. We dig in. We wait for relief. Patton's Third Army is to the south." Keane. "Patton is 200 miles away. The Luftwaffe owns this sky. There will be no air support. No supply drop." He taps the map. "They are consolidating the noose. Right now, we're an annoyance. By tomorrow, we'll be a target for their whole artillery park. A practice range." Lieutenant Garrett. "Then, we break out. Due west. Fight our way through." Keane. "Through 2 Panzer Grenadier regiments? With boys who can't feel their trigger fingers?" He shakes his head. A grim finality. "That's a charge into a meat grinder. We'd be gone in an hour." A heavy silence falls. The lantern flame gutters. Outside, the crump of a shell landing closer than before. Dirt shakes loose from the bunker ceiling. Keane's finger stabs the map, east of their position, into a deep, dark green patch marked with dense topographical lines. Keane. "The Schneeifel? The high ground." Captain Ellis. The word is a horrified whisper. "East? Sir, that's deeper into Germany. That's where their strength is." Keane. "Is it? Their spearheads are driving west toward the Moose. Their logistics, their command. It's all flowing past us, to the front." The finger traces a route through the forest. "They've punched a hole. They're not looking back at the hole. They're looking at the prize. The high ground behind them might just be blind." Lieutenant Garrett stares at the map, awestruck and terrified. "Sir, that's insane. Regiment would never authorize it." Keane, final cold authority. "Regiment isn't here. The radio is dead. Command has failed us. Under Article of War 23, circumstances of paramount operational necessity, command authority devolves to the senior officer on site. That's me. We are no longer holding. We are attacking." Keen straightens up. The weariness is gone, replaced by a fierce electric intensity. He looks at each man in the bunker. EXT, forest clearing, Sorshor. Night. The battalion assembles in a ragged, silent column. They are ghosts in the moonlight, faces pale and smudged with dirt. They carry their rifles, a few machine guns, mortar tubes. Ammunition boxes are distributed with solemn economic care. Keen stands on the stump of a shattered tree. Keen. His voice carries low and steady, no need to shout. They think they have us in a cage. They think we are waiting for the butcher. We are not waiting. We are taking the back door. Our mission is not to link up. Our mission is to survive and to hurt them. We move east. We take the high ground at Hill 913. We become a thorn in their side, a ghost in their machine. You will be cold. You will be tired. You will be afraid. But from this moment on, you are not the encircled. You are the hunters. Follow me. He steps off the stump and without a backward glance, starts walking east into the deep, dark wall of pines. For a heartbeat, the men stare. Then, as one, the column begins to move. The column moves like a dark serpent through the moonlit forest. The only sounds are the crunch of snow, the ragged breath of men, the occasional clink of metal. Keen is at the point, a Colt .45 in his hand, his eyes scanning the shadows. Danny Miller is in the middle of the column, his breath fogging the air. Sergeant Brennan, a grizzled veteran, walking beside Miller. Keep the noise down, kid. And if you got a cough, you bury your face in your jacket till you turn blue. You understand? Miller nods, terrified. Yes, Sergeant. Suddenly, ahead, a low rumble, not artillery, the guttural growl of diesel engines. Headlight beams slice through the trees, illuminating the falling snow. Keen throws up a clenched fist. The entire column freezes, melting into the trees. Men hit the ground, rifles coming up. POV from the ground. 2 German Schwimmwagen amphibious vehicles rumble past on a firebreak road 50 yards away. They are moving fast, westward. In the back, soldiers laugh, passing a bottle. They don't look into the forest. The vehicles pass. The sound fades. The headlights vanish. Darkness and silence return, deeper and more profound. Keen, whispering. Up, move! The column rises and flows forward again, faster now, crossing the road and disappearing into the trees on the other side. XT, frozen stream, later. The column halts at a steep, ice-choked ravine. A log bridge spans it, narrow and treacherous with ice. Keen, bending low with Sergeant Brennan, covering positions there and there. Silent hand signals. 2 machine gun teams scramble into the tree line on the near side, covering the far bank. 1 man at a time, fast and quiet. The crossing begins. Each man is a study in controlled terror, arms out for balance, eyes locked on the slick logs. Half the battalion is across when a German voice, confused, from the far tree line. German sentry, OS. Where's da? Halt! Time stops. A young American private is frozen mid-bridge, silhouetted against the snow. A muzzle flash from the darkness. The crack of a car 98K. The private is struck in the shoulder. He cries out, tumbles off the bridge into the frozen stream below. All hell breaks loose. The German position, a 2-man outpost, opens up with a rifle and a machine pistol. Bullets whip and snap through the trees. Keen, no hesitation, roaring. Brennan, silence that post. Everyone else, across now. Go, go, go. The American machine guns on the near side erupt, hosing the German position with fire. The .30 caliber's deep-throated roar drowns out the enemy's chatter. Men charge across the bridge, no longer silent, shouting, dragging their wounded comrade from the stream. Sergeant Brennan leads a 4-man fire team in a flanking charge. Grenades are thrown. A short, vicious burst of close-quarters fire. Then silence. Brennan emerges from the smoke, his Thompson smoldering. Brennan clear. Keene is already across, kneeling by the wounded private. A medic works frantically. The private's face is white with shock and pain. Medic. Shoulders shattered, sir. He's losing blood fast. He can't walk. Keene looks at the private, then at the medic's bag, then at the column of men watching. Their faces etched with the new, terrible reality. The sound of the firefight would have been heard for miles. Keene, his voice is gravel. Make him as comfortable as you can. Give him 2 grenades. A collective, silent gasp ripples through the men nearby. The medic stares, horrified. The wounded private understands. His eyes fill with tears, not of pain, but of acceptance. Wounded soldier. It's okay, sir. I understand. Give him hell. Keene places a hand on the man's good shoulder. A moment of profound, terrible connection. Then he stands. Keene, we have 30 minutes before their patrols are all over us. Move out. Double time. He turns and continues east, into the forest. The column follows, not looking back. Behind them, left in a nest of blankets by the stream, the wounded soldier clutches his grenades, his breathing shallow in the freezing dark. EXT. Hill 913. Dawn. The battalion reaches the base of a steep, rocky slope shrouded in mist. They are exhausted, hollow-eyed. The climb looks brutal. Lieutenant Garrett, to Keene, panting. Scouts say the summit's clear. No fortifications. Just an observation post. Abandoned. Keene, good. This is home. We dig in before the fog lifts. I want fighting positions on the reverse slope. Camouflage. No firing until my order. We are ghosts, remember? The men set to work with a desperate energy. Shovels bite into the frozen earth. Machine gun nests are carved into the hillside, carefully concealed with brush and snow. Mortars are set up in a sheltered hollow. From the summit, Keene looks west through binoculars. The view is breathtaking and terrifying. His POV, below, in the valley, a river of steel flows westward. German columns, Panzer IVs, and massive King Tigers. Half-tracks, trucks towing artillery, columns of infantry.
A seemingly endless procession of Nazi might. Captain Ellis, joining him, voice soft with awe. My God, it's the whole German army. Keene lowers the binoculars, a hard glint in his eye. No, it's a convoy, a fat, juicy, unprotected convoy. They think their rear is safe. He turns to Ellis. Wake the mortar teams. Plot firing solutions for the road bend at grid NL 457. Tell Sergeant Brennan I want his best sharpshooters on the eastern ridge. Targets of opportunity. Officers, radio men, vehicle commanders. An hour later, the fog has burned away. A clear, cold morning. On the road below, a German fuel convoy halts, traffic jammed at a bend. Keene, whispering into a field phone. Mortars. Fire. A muffled thump, thump, thump from the reverse slope. Seconds later, the valley below explodes. 3 geysers of dirt and snow erupt near the lead fuel truck. A second volley walks directly into the convoy. 1 shell strikes a fuel truck. A cataclysmic fireball mushrooms into the sky. Secondary explosions rip through the column. German soldiers scatter like ants. Simultaneously, the crack of expert rifle fire from the ridge. A German officer standing by a command vehicle spins and falls. A machine gunner atop a half-track slumps over his weapon. Chaos in the valley. Confused Germans take cover, firing wildly into the hills. But they see no enemy. Only the ghosts of the Schnee Eifel. A German radio operator frantically cranks his set. German radio operator. Wir werden angegriffen. Feindliche Artillerie und Scharfschützen. Schwere Verluste. Inter-German Field Headquarters Day. A German major, crisp and angry, slams a hand on a map. German major, angry, disbelieving. Americans, behind us. Nonsense. It is partisan activity, or stragglers. Eyed Herr Major. The reports describe coordinated mortar and sniper fire. They have hit the fuel depot at Alsdorf. An ammunition train was derailed. A battalion commander was killed by a sniper 3 miles from here. German major stares at the map, a dawning, ugly realization. A full regiment, at least. Where did they come from? He points at the map of Hill, 913. There. They must be there. Order the 5th Assault Battalion to disengage from the western advance. Turn them around. Clean out this nest. Now. EXT Hill 913. Day. The American defenders watch from their hidden positions as a battalion-sized German force deploys at the base of the hill. Mortars are set up. Assault guns are maneuvered into position. Lieutenant Garrett, in Keen's command post, a shallow dugout. They're coming, sir. A full battalion with assault guns. Keen nods calmly. Right on schedule. Pass the word. Remember the Alamo, but shoot like Texans. Hold fire until they're in the wire. The German attack begins with a punishing mortar barrage. The hilltop shakes. Dirt and snow fly. Men huddle in their holes, praying. Then the whistles blow. A line of German infantry in white winter smocks begins advancing up the slope, using the sparse trees for cover. Behind them, 2 Stu-G3 assault guns grind forward, their 75mm cannons seeking targets. The Germans reach the first hidden strand of barbed wire. Keen, standing in the open, utterly exposed, raises his .45. Fire! The hillside comes alive. Hidden machine gun nests tear into the German ranks. The ping-zing of M1s is constant. Grenades roll down the slope. The first German assault stumbles, falters, men falling in the snow. But the Stu-G3s press on. Their cannons bark. A machine gun nest is obliterated in a shower of dirt and splintered wood. Sergeant Brennan, shouting to a bazooka team, "Take out that Stug, now!" 2 men scramble from a hole with the clumsy tube. One loads, the other aims. The rocket whooshes out, trailing smoke. It strikes the Stug's frontal armor and explodes harmlessly. The beast is unharmed. Its turret swivels towards them. Keen, running, sliding into the position. The track. Aim for the track. The loader fumbles, reloading. The Stuggy's machine gun hoses their position. The loader is hit, goes down. Keen grabs the bazooka. Brennan slams in a new rocket. Keen hefts the tube onto his shoulder. The Stu-G is terrifyingly close, its muzzle staring him in the face. He aims low. He fires. The rocket snakes out, hits the Stu-G's left track. With a shriek of metal, the track disintegrates. The assault gun lurches, spins in a clumsy circle, immobilized. A cheer goes up from the American lines, but the cost is high. The American line is thinner, ammunition is critical. The wounded fill the makeshift aid post in a cave on the reverse slope. Danny Miller, his face smeared with powder and blood, helps a medic apply a bandage. Miller, to the wounded man, "You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay." He says it to convince himself. Ext na Hill, 913, night. A cold, clear night. The aurora borealis shimmers faintly in the north. A cruel, beautiful mockery. Keen walks the lines, from foxhole to foxhole. Keen crouches next to Miller's foxhole. Miller is staring into the dark, shivering uncontrollably. Keen. "You did good today, son." Miller doesn't look at him. "Did we, sir? We're still here. They're still out there. Jenkins is dead. Costello. They took his leg off. Keen." "I know." A pause. He offers Miller a cigarette. Miller takes it with trembling hands. Keen lights it for him. "You know why we're here, Miller?" Miller. "Because we got surrounded." Keen. "No. We're here because every panzer that turns back to deal with us is one less panzer heading west to hit our friends. Every bullet they fire at this hill is one they're not firing at some other poor bastard, just trying to stay alive. We're a distraction, the best kind, a deadly one. We bought time today. Time is the only currency that matters in this war now. We are buying it with our lives, and it is worth the price. Miller looks at Keene, seeing the absolute conviction in his exhausted eyes. He takes a drag on the cigarette, the glow illuminating his young face. He gives a slow, solemn nod. Suddenly, a new sound drifts up from the German lines below. Not of preparation, but of music. A scratchy, German marching song played over a loudspeaker. Then a voice in accented English. German loudspeaker voice. OS. American soldiers, you on the hill. You fight bravely, but your situation is hopeless. You are surrounded by the might of the German army. Lay down your arms. You will be treated with honor. You have until dawn. Then we will wipe you from this hill. Silence follows, broken only by the eerie music. Sergeant Brennan, in a neighboring hole. They want to talk, sir. Might be a trick. Keene stares down into the dark valley. A slow, grim smile touches his lips. No, it's not a trick. It's a gift. He turns to his radio man. Get me Captain Ellis. Minutes later, Keene hands Ellis a small, powerful SCR 536 hand-crank radio. Its battery's nearly dead. Keene Ellis, you're the fastest man I have. You and 2 others. You're going down this ravine here. He points to a steep, wooded gully on the unguarded north side. You're going to slip through their lines. You're going to find an American unit, any unit, and you're going to get on this radio. You're going to tell them our position. You're going to tell them we are holding Hill 913. And you're going to give them the coordinates of that German battalion headquarters we spotted in the village. You tell them, we can see it. We can paint it for them. Captain Ellis. Pale. Sir, that's a suicide run. Keene. It's our only shot. That broadcast means they're bringing up heavier artillery, maybe air support. They'll flatten this hill at dawn. We need our own guns to answer. We need the Air Corps. You're not just carrying a radio, Ellis. You're carrying our independence, our declaration. Ellis looks at the small black box, then at Keene. He straightens, salutes. Captain Ellis, we'll get it through, sir. He turns and melts into the darkness with 2 shadowy figures. EXT, Hill 913, dawn, dawn. A dirty gray light filters through the trees. The hill is silent, waiting. Every man is at his post. The last clips of ammunition are laid out neatly. Grenades are uncapped. On the horizon, a low drone. Not the familiar scream of Stukas. A deeper, throbbing pulse. Keene raises his binoculars. His breath catches. His POV, 4 shapes emerge from the clouds. Not German. The distinctive, twin-tailed silhouettes of American P-38 Lightning fighters. But the German artillery below sees them too. Flak guns begin to pop, filling the sky with black, ugly smudges. The P-38s weave and dance. Keene grabs the field phone to his lone, precious mortar team. Keene, smoke! On the village! Now, now, now! From the reverse slope, 3 mortar shells arc high into the air. They are not high explosive. They land on the outskirts of the village below, billowing thick white phosphorus smoke. The lead P-38 pilot's voice crackles over a radio miles away. P-38. Lead, VO, filtered static. I see smoke. Target marked. Lightning flight. Follow me in. Fox in the hole. The P-38s peel off into a screaming dive. The sound is the shriek of angels of vengeance. They ignore the flak, streaking down towards the smoking village. Below, in the village square, German officers run from a requisitioned farmhouse, their headquarters. The P-38s release their payloads. 500-pound bombs fall away, tumbling. The world turns white. then orange, then black. The entire center of the village disappears in a rolling series of cataclysmic explosions. The farmhouse, the radio trucks, the command post, vaporized. The P-38s climb away, leaving a pillar of fire and smoke staining the morning sky. On the hill, a ragged, disbelieving cheer goes up. Final shot. The hill recedes into the distance, silent now except for the moaning wind. A tattered, bullet-riddled American flag, lashed to a broken tree by Sergeant Brennan, snaps once defiantly in the breeze. Fade to black.